What's up, everybody? My name is Erin, and welcome to the Mad Maker Studio. It's date night, and I want to say thank you for agreeing to a second date with me. We are continuing Akash, Path of the Five. We are on Ignatius's route, and I think we're halfway through the game, but I am not sure. So there could be a part 3 in our future, but the only way to find out is to hop on in. Continue. I sit at my mirror and brush my hair, thinking over the previous day's events. Yesterday morning was ridiculous, and it seemed like it's only getting worse. I might be better off taking the roundabout way to class today. It's already a bit late now, but if I cut through the village and all those vendors and villagers try to sell me on their wares like yesterday, I'm definitely guaranteed to be late. I'm going to cut through the square, take the long way. Sure, let's take the long way and see what happens. I just don't have any choice. I'll have to take the long way around and hurry though. Hurry through. I hustle along the path to the schoolhouse, keeping an eye out for any errant merchants. So far, so good. It's a bit lonely out here. I'm used to my usual morning interactions with the villagers. The quiet is almost overwhelming. A bit further down the path, I can just make out the silhouettes of Lux and Ignatius. I jog to catch up to them.
The weather's been really lovely lately, hasn't it?
Maybe for you. It sucks as much as it always does.
Ha!
I know your village is much warmer, but surely you can appreciate the difference between the weather now and the weather we have in the winter, right? Oh, maybe that was a silly question.
Yep.
Wait for me, guys! Phew.
Oh, good morning. I don't usually see you coming this way.
I know, I don't usually wake up early enough to take this route. But I kind of had to. Those merchants were such a pain yesterday morning. I don't want to be late.
You mean those merchants?
He points somewhere behind me. I turn around slowly. Oh no, they followed me.
Oh, goddess, why?
In the distance, I can see a mass of people with fluttering bolts of fabric, towering cakes, and glittering jewels. In seconds, they're already almost upon us.
How do they even find me? What am I supposed to do now?
Girl, you gotta wear a hood or a disguise or something.
This way!
Ignatius takes off at a run and disappears into a gap between two nearby buildings. I follow after him, but the gap is much tighter than I expected. I nearly crash right into Ignatius, who's pressed himself up against the wall. Oh, that's so cute! The space is so tiny, there's really nowhere else I can go. I wedge myself up against Ignatius and hope he'll forgive my intrusion. The moment our bodies meet, Ignatius freezes. Normally he looks away from me, but this time he's looking right into my eyes. I can feel his heart beating in his chest. Is it the exertion, or is it something else? Oh, he's got little blushies on his cheek, they're so cute. The crowd must be nearby. It's impossible to distinguish any one voice. It's just a mess of discordant yelling. Snatches of Lux's voice make it through the din. Whatever he told them must have done the trick. The sound of the crowd eventually dies down and disappears entirely. Neither of us speaks. Ignatius's face is almost as red as his hair, but even so, he never tears his gaze away from me.
They're gone. It should be safe to come out now.
Thanks, Lux.
Now go away. Thanks. Wait, what? What does this mean? Am I saying thanks to Ignatius, or am I just leaving? I'm gonna say thanks. I smile at Ignatius.
Hey, thanks a lot. That was some quick thinking. Sorry I had to invade your space for a minute there.
No problem.
I wriggle my way out of the gap and wait for him to follow.
Well done, both of you. But we're going to have to run. Elder Barasco is probably just walking into class now.
Oh, you're right. Hurry!
I reach in and grab Ignatius's hand, dragging him out from between the buildings.
What? Hey!
We run down the path as fast as our legs will carry us. Please don't let us be late. Get these elementals some skateboards, please.
The Treaty of Disquernacabras was signed in which year? Rowan.
1294?
Elder Barasco mercifully seems to have his head buried in a scroll. Ignatius, Lex, and I slide in through the doorway as quietly as possible. But there's only 6 of you in this class, so I'm sure he's already noticed your absence beforehand.
Not quite. Sirocco.
1390?
Almost. Perhaps one of our 3 latecomers can help you find the correct date.
Yep. I freeze midway through taking my seat. He wasn't even looking. Yeah, but I'm sure he took attendance already and you were clearly not there. Ignatius and I both look at Lex. He doesn't even blink.
EL 1397.
Excellent. Ignatius, the signatories of that treaty?
Fire elementals?
Wrong.
Aurora. I forget because you can put your own name in there. There's no voice for that, obviously. Elder Barasco is still occupied with his scroll, so I look over at Lex. Lex mouths something to me, but I can't make it out.
The signatories...
Lex points at Rocco and then at Rowan.
They were wind elementals and earth elementals.
Elder Barasco rolls up his scroll with a look of supreme irritation.
Very good, young miss, but someday Lux won't be around to feed you answers. Why are you so late this morning?
I think it's obvious.
There are so many merchants and vendors in the village every morning, accosting me and asking me to sample their wares or come by their shop. It's starting to become overwhelming.
So class must start 15 minutes late because you do not know how to manage your time.
Excuse me. Apparently I'm a big deal in this village. You know, I'm sure, you know, offer up some kind of like protection or a decree to not accost me in the village square so I can get to class in time, or if you want to be a dick about it.
It's true, though. I was there. There was like this huge...
I did not ask for your input, Ignatius. Your classmate needs to learn that these occurrences are part and parcel of being a female in a village of males. You will be treated differently than your peers from here on out. I suggest you get used to it.
And I suggest you stop being such an asshole. Jerk.
Now then, if there are no more interruptions, we shall resume our lesson.
I look over at Ignatius. Normally he would be doodling, but he's just scribbling a dark, angry mark. It makes me feel a bit better that someone is upset on my behalf.
Appropriately enough, our lesson today is on notable elemental females. You may have heard stories of Lucerna of Munawar.
I've heard of Lucerna before. She's more of a legend than a historical figure. She cast off the expectations of elemental society and traveled the land righting wrongs wherever she encountered them. She was so cool. But we probably won't be covering the fun stuff with Elder Barasco because he's such a dick.
But most of those stories are nothing more than myths. Lucerna did, however, play a crucial role in the Battle of Cienfuegos. Her sacrifice rallied elemental troops and allowed us to drive the enemy out of our ancestral lands.
Sounds boring. Pay attention. I guess I'll pay attention. I don't know what this sounds boring is going to do for me. I mean, we're finally talking about cool female elementals, so maybe I'll pay attention. I raise my hand.
Yes?
Elder, can you tell us a bit more about Lucerna before the battle?
Lucerna was born to one of the last pure elemental bloodlines in Munawar. Her parents had high hopes she would marry and have children, but their dreams for her and their bloodline died with her in that battle.
Well, it's pretty obvious that Elder Barasco disapproves. Can I go now?
You said most of the stories about her are myths, but it's true that she traveled the land defending the innocent, isn't it?
It is true that she spent many years traveling through elemental lands, but we do not have many verifiable accounts of how she spent her time. She is a controversial figure. Some would say she abandoned her duties to her people and her home village.
While others would say she forged her own path and pursued justice for all, no matter where it took her.
That's right. You set up boundaries right there.
Yes, no matter what one thinks of her, historians universally agree that it was her noble death that turned the tide of battle. The rest is hearsay and speculation.
He talks for a while about the details of the Battle of Cienfuegos, but I find myself getting bored. My thoughts drift to Lucerna. With all this craziness lately, the thought of leaving my village behind and being a lone warrior for justice is really appealing, but it seems like it would be a bit lonely. I would miss someone in particular. Absolutely not, Sirocco. Ignatius, we're on the Ignatius route. Ignatius. I glance over at him. He's not even bothered with any notes today. He's just drawing in the margins. It looks like he drew my profile. It's an impressive likeness, actually. I feel flattered. He's always so quiet. It makes me wonder what he's really like when he's away from everyone else. He must have a secret passionate side that he only shares with a few people. I wonder if I'll ever get to see it. Elder Barasco's voice is so monotonous, I close my eyes for just a moment. Ignatius crumples the paper in front of him and tosses it across the room.
Just what do you think you're doing, Ignatius? Pick that up!
Absolutely not, you're an ass.
What's the point? None of it compares to the real thing.
Excuse me?
Ignatius stands up and walks over to my chair. He kneels at my feet and takes my hand in his. Whoa, boy. Buddy. We're in the middle class here.
No living artist could ever capture your true beauty.
Okay, I feel like he just did like a complete 180. What happened in that alleyway that we didn't see? He kisses my fingertips, then the palm of my hand, then the inside of my wrist. All I can do is giggle. Okay, Ignatius, you can stop now. We'll kick you. Come on, we're in the middle of class.
I will not tolerate this disruption, Ignatius.
No one cares, old man.
Oh, that's my boy. Ignatius raises his hand and produces a massive flame, setting Rocco's desk on fire. Oh, 2 for 1 special here, ladies.
Hey, what did I do?
You know what you did. Caspian extinguishes the flame with an arc of water, but some of it splashes onto me. My cheek is wet. My eyes fly open and I awaken with a start. I really was drooling. How embarrassing. Miraculously, Elder Barasco doesn't seem to have noticed. Once he gets going, he really gets into his lectures. I scrawl some notes to keep myself awake. Okay, so was that entire thing just a dream? Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Lex and I usually walk home together from class, but with everything that's been going on, I've been a bit scatterbrained and in a rush to get back to my quarters. I'm glad he caught up with me. I could use some quality time with my best friend right now.
That was insane this morning, wasn't it? What was going on there?
Everybody's been acting so weird lately. It started with some free sweet rolls a few days ago, and now since then there's more and more people waving food and fabrics and jewelry and goddess knows whatever else in my face, going on about their fine wares and screaming at their competitors. I think people are actually coming from other villages for this.
I suppose being able to say your work was featured in one of the biggest coming-of-age ceremonies in 200 years would be quite an honor. But their passion is a bit terrifying, isn't it?
No kidding. I'm just going to have to hurry and get my party planning done. Hopefully, once I've committed to specific vendors, they'll all get the idea and give it up.
Okay, I feel like somebody should be helping you out with this, though. This is a lot to put on you and responsibility. You're trying to graduate from school? Like bro, cut her some slack.
Maybe they'll start assassinating each other.
I can't tell if he's joking. Even when he says completely absurd things, he does it with such a straight face.
You can't be serious.
If you paid attention in class today, you might have remembered the Great Merchants' War of 1017.
Merchants' War?
Lux nods solemnly.
It began with a series of assassinations over a party planning dispute.
I gape at him.
I'm sorry, that isn't fair. I was only joking. But you really should try not to sleep through class.
You really had me going. You shouldn't use that innocent face for evil.
That was an awfully bold move on Ignatius's part, wasn't it? I'm surprised at him. He's usually so shy.
Me too. We've been hanging out more lately, and it seems like he's starting to open up a bit more, which is nice.
Were you hoping for something more than friendship?
Yeah. That's why I'm playing this game.
Oh, I don't know. I would like that, but I don't know if it's ever even crossed his mind. He doesn't run away from me anymore, but I'm not really getting much of a romantic vibe from him.
I worry about you getting too close to him.
Mind your business, Lux.
Why's that?
Exactly. What do you know that I don't?
Is Ignatius even emotionally capable of sustaining a serious relationship? Do you know how he feels about marriage? Children?
We've never really discussed those things.
Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, Lux, there's all this stuff happening in a little over... We've got 11 days left. That's a lot of pressure on me. And no one's helping me.
You can certainly find out. It may not even be a problem. All I'm saying is make sure you two are compatible before you get too close. And if he is interested, that he's serious about you.
It probably doesn't even matter anyway. He talks all the time about how he just wants to be left alone. We'll probably just be friends until we graduate. And then I'll probably never see him again.
Lux puts his massive hand on my shoulder.
Whether it's Ignatius or not, whoever you end up with will be a very lucky man. Just be careful in the interim. Take care around your crowd of admirers as well. We hope most of them will be honorable, but the power you represent can drive some elementals to do terrible things.
Again, you're putting way too much pressure on me. That's uncalled for.
Thanks for listening, Lex. I know I can always count on you.
Anytime. I will always be there for you.
Phew, it's been a long day. I flop down onto my bed and look at the mail at my bedside table. The pile of papers is on the verge of becoming unmanageable. There's also a small pile of samples of all kinds on my dresser. The groundskeeper must have brought them in so I wouldn't block the hall outside. I don't want to waste the food, but there's no way I can possibly eat all of it. I should give some of it to the boys. Okay, one thing at a time. One day at a time, Aurora. Dress, jewelry, dessert. I grab the nearest paper I can reach from the table and look over it. It's a sketch of traditional marriage band set, a necklace for the male and a headpiece for the female. Awfully presumptuous of them to send this particular one, isn't it? I can feel my eyes getting heavy. I'll tackle the dress first tomorrow, but for now, I can't really think about this anymore. Aurora. Someone's calling my name, but I can't quite make out their face. The necklace from the ad I was looking at is all I can see. It shines so brightly it blinds me. Whoever he is, he must be married. The necklace dims enough to reveal the face of the elemental wearing it.
Ignatius!
I'm tired of holding back.
He runs to me and takes my hands in his. He presses his forehead against mine, the traditional stance of an elemental man about to propose marriage.
Let's start a new life together. Let's get married.
Moving a little fast, bub, and you are very OOC right now in my dream world.
Oh, Ignatius! Yes! Let's do it!
With not out skipping a beat. Ignatius takes a step back and tentatively places a marriage band upon my head. It matches his necklace.
I've never been so happy.
He puts his arms around my waist and draws me to him. I'm really going to kiss him this time. I wake with my arms wrapped tightly around my pillow.
For the love of...
Poor girl. I toss the pillow away from me. It bounces harmlessly off the wall and onto the floor. One of these days, I'm going to have that kiss. I guess my brain just doesn't know what it feels like, so it won't let me have it yet. Ugh. Ooh, 10 days. Another morning, another decision. Do I take the faster way through the village square and risk the crowd, or do I take the longer way around and risk being late? Oh, no, come on. Long way is the best way, but I feel like I could fight them off, so let's try the village square this time and see what happens. I'm filled with confidence. The village square is the shortest way and I can handle the crowds. I've got this. As I enter the village square, the largest number of merchants I've ever seen in my life spring into action, shouting and waving all sorts of flyers, foodstuffs, and fabrics in my face. My manners desert me in the face of such a spectacle.
Are all of you even from this village?
Yeah, get out. They don't even go here.
Absolutely not. I came all the way from Piros to show you what a proper shoe should be.
He thrusts a glittering red shoe above the crowd, which emits an ugly, angry sound. They resume shouting at each other with renewed vigor.
I'm starting to run out of ways to say this.
Wow.
I turn around to see Ignatius standing behind me.
Oh, hey Ignatius.
Is this just your life now?
Pretty much.
It's starting to look like it.
This is going to sound kind of weird, but I'm kind of used to dealing with big crowds of people back home. I could help you, if you want.
Let's do this.
Let's do this!
Ignatius motions for me to follow him. I grab the back of his sweater and hang on tightly.
Oh, well, I guess that works. Stay close.
Were you just gonna straight up start punching? That would've been fun too. Oh no, it's a mini game. Hold on, I didn't read. Oh, hold my, what's happening? Oh no, what is that? I didn't read the instructions fast enough. Oh, do I point? What do I do? I'm so confused. What is happening? I can't move. So I just jump. Okay, so that like hitting the second barrel kind of propelled me forward. Oh, come on. Oh, that's the furthest we've got. I hope this doesn't affect us, like, being on time. See, I don't understand the mechanics. I didn't read the instructions fast enough and it just started. That's not cool. Please take into account, I'm a slow reader. Whoa, 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 what is this? Okay, I just skipped. Ignatius ducks and dodges his way through the crowd, finding the gaps between the bodies of the merchants. He moves with the practiced grace of an athlete. Okay, yeah, I just held Y to skip. Caspian kept popping up in the corner with his watch. It was making me nervous. I had no idea how to progress the game because the instructions went away too fast and it was making me upset and anxious, and I needed to put myself out of my misery. And it was very frustrating that I could not, like, I don't know how to move. We make it through the other side and break into a run. The merchants try to follow, but there's simply too many of them to keep a good pace. We manage to lose them after a while.
Phew! Wow, Ignatius, you really know your way through a crowd, huh?
I have a really, really big family.
No kidding.
We make it to class on time. Oh, thank goodness. That did not bite us in the butt. Class passes by without any major incidents. Thank the goddess. It feels like I haven't had a normal day in so long.
Shall we head home?
Actually, there's something I need to do first today. I was going to head over to Sweet William's to get my coming-of-age ceremony dress.
Invite him to come with you or go alone? Is this gonna mess up anything? I mean, if he's my bestie, I'll invite him. And who knows, I might need help like busting through another crowd of people.
And I could really use your opinion.
Sure, if you think it'll help. I've never been much good with that stuff, though. You'll be beautiful no matter what you wear.
Blue jeans it is.
Aw, you. You're so sweet. You're giving me a toothache.
I pinch his cheek. Lux smiles, though he looks a bit pained. I must be pinching too hard. Well, suck it up, bub. Sweet William's couture. I've passed by the shop so many times on my way to class, but I've never bothered going inside. I haven't had many fancy occasions until now. His sketches caught my eye earlier. Might as well support a local tailor, right? Right. Support your local artists. And tip them when you commission. The interior of this shop is one of the gaudiest things I've ever seen in my life. Akash does quite well with trade, but the tastes of the people here remain modest for the most part. All through the shop, mannequins are dressed in styles I've never seen in all colors of the rainbow. The proprietor, Sweet William, scurries around the corner, laden down with bolts of shimmering fabric.
Just a moment, I'll be right there. Oh my goodness!
He starts violently upon seeing me. Bolts of fabric go flying in every direction. Well, that doesn't sound safe.
Oh no, let me help you with that.
He shakes his head emphatically and steps up over the giant mess of textiles in front of him.
Absolutely not! You are my guest! Please, please, have a seat.
He shoves a mannequin aside and produces a massive fluffy cushion. He pats it invitingly.
Thank you.
I sink down into the cushion. It's like sitting on a cupcake.
I never want to stand up again.
By the time Sweet William has turned his back to the mess my rival has made, Lux has already gathered the fabric up into his arms.
Where do you want these?
Bless you, boy, that wasn't your mess to pick up. Just set them behind the counter over there.
Why do you sound angry?
Now then, what brings you in, my dear? Did you get my sketches?
I did, actually. Your designs really stood out from the rest of the advertisements I got.
Oh, I knew it! You are clearly a woman of class and refinement. Let me go get my sketches.
He dashes into the back room again, giggling to himself.
How's that for garbage masquerading as a dress, Narcissus? Oh, he's going to be absolutely furious.
I never knew the world of design was so cutthroat.
You're telling me.
Sweet William returns with 3 sketches clutched in his hand. He spreads them out before me.
What do you think? If you don't like these, I can have 10 more drawn up in just a few moments' time.
Do I get to pick my dress? Enchanting, daring, and timeless. Right now I'm vibing on the enchanting. I like the asymmetrical, like short up front, long in the back.
Oh, they're all so beautiful. What do you think, Lux?
I'm not sure. They're all so nice. This one seems a bit more daring than the other two.
Is that a bad thing?
No, of course not. Just depends on what you want.
All eyes will be on you. You might as well really give them a show.
Well...
Do I get to pick my dress? Okay, let's look at some of the features here. We have shimmering gold thread, open back, detailed embroidery, transparent gauze, gold sequins, loose and thin fabric. Me personally, I get cold real easy. So black feathers, underlying velvet, silver buttons, silver tipped feathers, long trailing feathers, mermaid style dress. I'm not a fan of the mermaid dress, but I do like the long sleeves because I get cold pretty easily. But yeah, I think right now I'm feeling the enchanting. They've got a cap sleeve and a hanging strap, silk corset and laces, lightweight gauze, mid-thigh pencil skirt. I like this one the best. Yes, enchanting.
These two are nice, but they're both extreme one way or the other. I like something with a little pizzazz, but not too loud.
Oh, this one should suit you perfectly then, darling. I'll just take your measurements and get started immediately. Come back to me in a few days' time.
Could you do me a favor and let the rest of the tailors know I've made my selection? It'll really help me if I don't have to dodge them on my way to school every morning.
The look on Sweet William's face is almost scary. Pure malicious glee.
That shouldn't be a problem. Now, let's just get those measurements.
I'll give you two some privacy.
Thanks, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Sure, let's go that one. Again, I don't know if this is gonna affect my Ignatius route, but if he's gonna continue being my bestie, you know, there's nothing to be embarrassed about.
What's the big deal? Honestly, Lux, you're just like a brother to me. I don't mind if you see.
Oh, I bet that hit him right in the gut. Oh, we nailed it. Lux seems to take a moment to process this statement.
What's the matter, Lux?
Oh, nothing. Measurements just reminded me I needed to go over some math problems. I'll see you tomorrow, all right?
He gives me a quick wave, then runs out the door. That was weird. Oh well. I stand up and hold my arms out.
Now hold still.
I lay on my bed staring up at the ceiling. I find myself doing a lot of thinking in here lately. I'm glad I got my dress out of the way, but I still have a lot of planning to do. But more than that, I have a pretty major decision I need to make, and it's going to change my entire identity. I've just been a bit overwhelmed with everything happening, so I haven't given it any real thought, but that has to change. Right now, I'm really feeling earth, light, fire, water, wind. Well, we're on the Ignatius route, and something that was in the back of my mind is, like, do you have to be the same element as your partner? Or can you mix and match? Oh, I don't know yet. I need more time. Oh, I didn't know I could scroll down that far. Well, I'm feeling fire. Oh no, is this gonna affect my gameplay? I'm feeling fire. It might also help that I'm an Aries, so that was an easy decision to make. Fire, unquestionably one of the most powerful offensive magics. I'll never have to worry about protecting my people and loved ones with that kind of raw power at my fingertips. Now that I've dealt with the really pressing issues, and also like having to pick your element and have this party like so close together, that's a lot of pressure. I can't stop thinking about Ignatius these days. I never noticed how cute he was until lately, and he's starting to open up to me a bit more. I want to see where this could go, but I have no idea if he could ever even see me the same way. Maybe I'll ask him. I think that's best, especially if you're choosing an element, you know, your family's water elementals, and you're just picking this like way out of the field, and then if he's not going to reciprocate, you might be stuck and not like that. But what do I know? As I have the last few nights, I drift to sleep thinking of Ignatius. 9 days until the ceremony. I sit up in my bed and rub the sleep from my eyes. As I go through my morning routine, I am overwhelmed by some feeling of dread. I don't understand. We don't have any exams today. Am I getting sick? I have too much to do today. I'm just going to try my best to ignore it. As I leave my room, I notice the dorms are eerily quiet. The door to Ignatius' room is wide open, and he doesn't seem to be inside. It's actually quite early. He's normally still asleep by now. This feels off. Once I make my way into the village square, I know something is wrong. Lately, it seems the entire village is up and about in the morning preparing for the coming of age ceremony, but today all is quiet. There are none of the usual crowds of merchants and vendors jostling and shouting for my attention, and even the normal group of early risers don't seem to be around. I feel a chill down my spine. Did something happen? As I look around the square, I see the windows to Sweet William's couture open. He leans out the window and shouts at me.
What are you doing outside?
I don't know. We don't have email or text in this universe. I don't know what's happening. No one bothered to wake me up.
What's going on?
The humans have attacked the village. Run back to your room and lock the door. Don't stay here a moment longer.
Well, shoot, can't I just come into your place?
But where are my classmates?
They're helping the elders protect the village. Please, child, don't tarry here.
He slams the windows shut again. Again, you would think these people would want to protect me at all costs. I feel a stab of anger, then guilt. No one asked me to defend the village because I'm a female. They left me sleeping in my bed like a child. I know they did it out of concern. But even so, they should have let me know what was up so I wouldn't just be wandering around outside. I guess I'm not that important. So I guess I should respect their wishes and go back to my room. Oh hell no, that wasn't their choice to make. They couldn't even leave me a note? But it wasn't their place to do so. I don't care what anyone thinks. I will protect my people. They're probably here for the human boy, so I should start there. I run as fast as my feet can carry me to the building where they were keeping the human boy. As I approach, I can hear what sounds like fighting, but I can't detect any signs of magic. The guard is nowhere to be seen. I don't know what that means, but it can't be good. I pull the door open and nearly smash right into Ignatius, who looks upset to see me.
How did you get over here? You're not supposed to be here right now. Just turn around and go back before anyone sees you.
Okay, no.
I will not! Do you really think I'm going to run back to my room knowing you're out here risking your life for the village? For me?
Ignatius glares at me.
Why are you so stubborn? We don't have time for this!
He barely gets the words out before the fighting spills out into the hallway.
Move!
I back up and run outside, pressing myself up against the side of the building. Some 20 human soldiers and elemental warriors come spilling out of the building. 2 of the human men are carrying our human prisoner between them. He looks terrified, but no worse for wear otherwise. The fighting is intense, but for some reason, none of the elementals are using magic. Ignatius gives me one last look, as if to warn me to stay out of it before returning to the fray. I won't stand by and watch him risk his life for me. I run right up to the first human soldier I see and blast him with a jet of water. At least I try to, but nothing happens. I try again, but still nothing. Rowan spots me and shouts.
Our magic isn't working.
Run!
Don't draw attention to her, you idiot!
Ah, great. Soraka, we're gonna need you on the front lines. Take the full brunt of everything. Too late. Several of the human soldiers began fighting their way through the crowd towards me. Elementals are skilled fighters, but without our magic, we lose the advantage. It's only a matter of time before they reach me. Ignatius tries to throw himself in the path of one of the soldiers, but before he can do anything, one of the humans presses a blade to my throat. Combat ceases in an instant.
Surrender or the girl dies!
She's nobody. You don't want her. Take me instead.
Do you take us for fools, boy? We know our worth to your kind.
A human clad in dark robes steps forward. He wears a necklace with an enormous glowing jewel.
Now. We'll be happy to have 2 prisoners instead of 1. We'll be taking our boy and these 2 with us. If you even think about trying anything.
The human behind me presses his blade against my neck, just hard enough to draw blood.
Stop! Don't hurt her! You've made your point!
My men will stand down, but only if you guarantee her safety. You have my word. As long as you keep yours.
Older Soul nods to the assembled warriors who lower their weapons. The human soldiers disengage and dump the human boy on the ground rather unceremoniously.
On your feet, Daniel. The walk back'll do you good.
Oh, why are they so mean to him? The robed human gives the soldier a withering glare. He seems to wilt under the pressure and hurriedly helps Daniel to his feet, making a big show of patting his shoulder and dusting him off.
Well, that is, feel free to lean on me if you feel weak. We're all in this together.
I don't think we are, dude. The rest of the human soldiers ignore this exchange and prod us along with their sheathed swords. I turn to look back at the elders and regret it immediately. The concern in their eyes makes me feel a level of guilt I never experienced. One of the soldiers gives me a warning tap with his scabbard.
Eyes front! You keep walking until we say so.
Is anybody gonna explain themselves here? As we walk through the village gate, I see the bodies of elemental guards lying prone. I feel a bubble of panic rising in my chest, but I manage to keep it together. Oh no! I don't see any blood. Maybe they're fine. They'll be fine. He'll get out of this somehow. Ignatius is here too. I glance at him through my peripheral vision. His expression is unreadable. Maybe he's thinking the same thing I am? It's the last thought I have before darkness overtakes me. Bright light! Bright light! The dungeon! I awaken in a damp stone cell. Ugh, my head. It's so dark. I try to create a little light, but no luck. And my magic's still not working. Great! Once my eyes adjust, I can make out a pile of straw, a bowl, and a bucket. I don't even want to know what that bucket is meant for. I crawl over to the bowl and squint at it in the darkness. Looks like some kind of bread. Useless for escape. I make my way to the bars and have a look around the room. The only light comes from a sputtering torch and moonlight streaming in from a tiny window. Do humans prefer the darkness? Or is this just something they do to their prisoners? I can see a single guard standing to the left of my cage. Maybe I can threaten some answers out of him?
Listen here, you!
The guard slams the butt of his spear into the bars of my cell, making a terrible sound.
Nothing to say to elemental filth. Get back!
Rude. Elemental filth. Clearly, I'm not getting anything out of this guy. I back away from the bars and slam my fist into the wall in frustration. Punch, punch. Did I just feel that stone move? I chance to look over at the guard, who appears to be staring at the wall ahead of him. I give the stone a light tap with my fist. I'm sure of it this time. It moved! I casually lean against the wall and begin tapping the stone out with my hand behind my back. It's slow work, but I feel my hope coming back to me with every tap of my fist against the wall. Eventually, I feel the stone pop out on the other end, and I'm able to push it out of the way with my hand. I feel almost giddy with relief. I need to look through, but I can't arouse suspicion. Okay, calm down. Can't let on anything unusual is happening here. I look around the cell and my eyes fall upon the sad little pile of straw. I crawl over to the straw and gather it up in front of the hole to make it appear as if I'm going to sleep. I lay my head down on my makeshift pillow and look through the hole. I clap my hand over my mouth to keep from making a sound. Ignatius is in the cell next to me, and he looks really awful. He sustains several bruises, and he seems to be either asleep or unconscious. Please just be sleeping. Oh no, our boy's wounded. I decide to chance a whisper.
Ignatius.
No response.
Did you say something?
Just whispering an elemental prayer, sir.
Well, keep it down in there!
Mind your own business. He rattles the bar of my cell again. Ignatius is close enough that I can reach out and touch him. Touch him. I reach my hand through the hole and gently stroke his hair. Poor Ignatius, you didn't deserve this. Ignatius shivers and stirs, but does not open his eyes. A long stretch of time passes before he awakens. He sits up with a start, looking around wildly. He must have gone down in the middle of the fight.
Quiet!
Oh my gosh, give this guy a Snickers! As Ignatius looks around the cell, I reach my hand through the hole and wave desperately, hoping he'll see without making too much noise. Mercifully, he notices my hand fairly quickly and lies down on his stomach to peek through the hole. When he sees me, the relief on his face is so immense, it makes me feel guilty. I put my finger to my lips and he nods in understanding. I mime sleeping at him and he gives me a quick nod before gathering his own pile of straw and making it as if to sleep. He taps his ear and points at me. When I press my ear to the hole, he cups his hand around his mouth and whispers to me.
Holy shit, I thought they might have killed you.
I'm definitely still alive. But are you alright? What have they done to you?
Oh, well, once we left the village, they knocked you out. It looked really bad, you know? I couldn't just let them do that to you.
Ignatius, I'm so sorry.
Why are you sorry? That was my choice. I'd do it again.
It's not your job to protect me. No, I'm glad you're here, because it would be really scary by myself.
I hate that we're in this mess, but I'm so glad you're here with me, Ignatius. I know we can make it out of here together.
I know it sounds weird to say it like this, but I'm glad I'm here too.
He falls silent, embarrassed. Touch him. I reach through the hole and to my surprise he takes my hand. His hand is so lovely and warm, it makes me feel safe, even if just for a moment. I imagine how amazing his embrace must feel, and resolve to find out later.
Well, I guess we should sleep. We need our minds right if we're going to escape.
The cell is uncomfortable, but his warmth helps me put me at ease. We fall asleep holding hands through the hole. I could swear I hear someone whispering my name, but I must be imagining things. I've only just gotten to sleep. I decide to ignore it.
Hey!
What?
Oh, come on!
I don't know, this hard stone floor is just so comfortable. A sudden small pain in my forehead, almost as if someone reached over and flicked it. Ow!
Hey!
Hey!
Shush. Over here.
Did you just flick me?
You're not Uchiha.
I tried the nice way first, but it didn't work. We need to talk about how we're getting out of here before that asshole out there wakes up again.
What if I fake an illness? I could get him in here and then overpower him when he least expects it.
He clearly doesn't give a shit about us. Why would he care if you were sick? Nat, we need to try something else.
I don't know. That was the only idea I had. I was thinking about it last night.
Maybe I could, like, insult him. Get him all riled up and challenge him to a fight, man to man.
Nah.
Hey, that's not bad. But I don't like the idea of you putting yourself in danger like that when we don't have our magic.
We could cheat a little. I could get him over near the hole and you could throw him off his game. Grab his leg or just startle him or something.
I guess that could work. But I'm still a little worried about you.
Why? I know how to fight.
You're so skinny, or you're not the strongest fighter in our class. Oh, these are terrible answers. I don't know. You're skinny?
You're all bony. You must be 3 times your weight.
Hey, I am not bony.
Aren't you just a little bit?
This conversation is officially over.
Oh no, see, those are both horrible answers.
All right, just get in position and as soon as you can reach him, grab his legs and yank.
Okay.
I lay down on my stomach near the hole and make as if I'm asleep. I can see Ignatius walking over to the bars before he disappears from my view. My ears are assaulted by a terrible noise that echoes around Ignatius' cell. It sounds like he's smashing his food bowl against the bars.
Whoa.
Oh, please stop.
Wake up, you lazy piece of shit!
Oh, see the fire. He's getting riled up.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Ignatius' banging is replaced by the guards.
Get back and shut the hell up. You're lucky I don't break your goddamn fingers making all that noise.
I'd love to see you try it, dick brains. I'll break my fingers off in your ass.
Okay. That's not my first thought for an insult, but you do you, Ignatius. You see, you made him uncomfortable.
That didn't come off how I meant it to. The point is, I'm going to kick your ass, baby man.
No, I feel like if we could continue to make him uncomfortable, that might also work.
Yeah? You in what army, you delusional freak? I'm out there and you're in here.
Yeah, I bet you just love that shit, you coward. Does it make you feel like a big man to be out there with a weapon while I'm locked in here?
I don't need a weapon to wipe the floor with you. I can snap you in half with my bare hands.
Yeah? Prove it, shit for brains.
I don't have anything to prove to you. You can run your mouth all you want.
I'd say you have a face only a mother could love. But when you were born, your mother probably took one look at you and killed herself.
Whoa.
My mother is dead, you son of a bitch! Square up! I'm gonna beat some respect into your scrawny ass.
Quit talking and do it already.
The guard tosses his spear to the ground and fiddles with the keys. I can't believe he's really about to go in there and fight him. I hope Ignatius will be alright.
I'm going to enjoy this.
You're going to enjoy me stomping your face into the ground? Are all humans as sick as you?
Oh, he's your little fighter pose. He's so cute. And deadly. The guard launches himself at Ignatius, but he sidesteps him easily. I can't see much other than their legs. It's a bit chaotic. I bide my time watching carefully for an opportunity. They circle around each other, sizing each other up. Ignatius backs up against the wall so that his legs are just within my reach.
Are you getting scared? Come and face your beating like a man, little boy.
Ignatius leaps nimbly out of the way again, and the guard seems to have been expecting this as he turns immediately. What he isn't expecting, however... I reach out and hook my arm around one of the guard's feet as he's in the middle of a turn. He comes crashing to the ground with a yell.
Ah! My ankle! You snapped it in half with your magic! Demon!
You could have done that without magic, just so we're being honest. Okay, look. My favorite video clip of all time in cartoons is the Angry Beavers. It's like their Halloween episode where they get put in their in a black and white film with their favorite director. And there's a part in there where the woman, the main female lead character, she runs through the hall and she trips once and she goes, "Oh, my ankle." And then they pick her up and then she trips again. She goes, "Oh, my other ankle." And then they pick her up and then she falls down a third time. She goes, "Oh, both my ankles." And I will love that clip for the rest of my life. I wish I could find it standalone somewhere, but I have the DVDs, so it's okay. Just thought I'd share that about me, I guess.
Oh, shut up, you giant baby. You probably just twisted it. You'll be fine.
As the guard thrashes around in the throes of pain, his eyes land on me. I give him a cheeky wave.
So that's how you did it. Hey!
Yeah, I can... Come on, man. Ignatius has already quietly relieved him of his keys and is locking the guard in his cell.
Oh no, you had it right the first time. Definitely demonic magic.
Moron.
Ignatius frees me and we walk over to look at the guard, who is now locked in Ignatius' cell. He's still on the floor where Ignatius left him, but he's starting to sweat.
Nice work, Ignatius.
Not so bad yourself. We make a good team.
That's right. He smiles at me shyly. He looks so cute. He does. He's such a cute little fire boy.
What are you gonna do with me? Are you just gonna leave me here suffering?
Oh, boo-hoo. I pick up the guard's abandoned spear and approach his cell. Ignatius unlocks the door and lets us in. We look down at the guard. I point at the spear at his neck. I don't want to threaten to kill him, but I was threatened to hurt him.
You haven't even begun to suffer, human scum. Where do you think I should start, Ignatius? The eyeballs? Knees?
Ew.
No, please!
Pathetic.
Answer my questions, and I'll consider sparing you. Tell me how they're suppressing our magic.
We found this necklace in some old elemental ruins a while back. Our shaman figured out at some point it can be used to interfere with elemental magic. We don't really know much else about it, though.
Well, aren't you just a fountain of information?
Where can we find this necklace now?
The shaman never seems to take it off, so probably somewhere in the temple.
Oh, he's so compliant.
And just where is this temple?
It's on a hill at the north end of the village. It's pretty obvious.
You're going to have to do better than that.
I poke him lightly with the spear, just enough to produce a yelp from him.
Sorry, please. It's a huge blue building. You can't miss it. Columns and a great flame that never goes out. You'll know it when you see it.
Thanks. You've been super helpful.
What happens now?
You'll have to ask someone else.
Boom, I bring the spear butt down onto his head, knocking him out.
I couldn't take another second of his voice. Thanks.
No problem. You alright? We should move out as soon as we can.
I'm fine. He never touched me. Told you I could do it.
Yeah, you sure showed me. Let's go.
Ha! Alright.
I slowly creak the door open, then peek around the corner. No sign of anyone. I nod to Ignatius, and we head out into the hallway together. We step into a hallway with a large window in one wall. Ignatius takes one look out the window and shakes his head.
Yeah, no. I'm not climbing down that wall and breaking my neck. Let's keep looking.
I'm sure there's more than one way out of here. Aha! There's stairs just around the corner.
Ignatius and I cautiously make our way around the corner and into the stairwell. Just as I'm about to begin descending, I feel a warm grip on my shoulder.
Hey, whoa! We don't know what's down there. We can't just go charging down the stairs.
What other choice do we have?
I don't know. Just give me a second. We should at least check things out first.
There's stairs and barrels in here. What more do you need to see?
Spiders?
Hang on. There's like a little tunnel here in the wall.
Ignatius gestures to a small metal chute in the wall.
We couldn't possibly fit in there. We don't even know where it leads.
No, look!
Ignatius sticks his head and shoulders into the chute and wiggles around as if to show just how much room there is.
We can definitely squeeze in through here. Wherever it goes, it has to be better than sliding down a sheer wall or trying to leave out the front door.
I guess. I'd just feel a lot better if we had light or fire magic working at least.
Sitting around here whining won't bring our magic back any faster. Come on, you go first. I'll stay here and keep watch.
Oh, I thought you would go first. But sure, why not? Let's just throw me down
Watch
there.
on what? The barrels?
Has anyone ever told you you're just hilarious? Come on. We don't know when someone might come up here.
All right.
I climb headfirst into the chute. It's pitch black inside, but worse than that.
Hey, what are you doing? Quit messing around.
Oh no, am I stuck?
I'm stuck!
What?
I try to wriggle my way in further, but it's no use. I'm stuck.
Do you have to wiggle around like that?
It's an emergency.
It's not for your benefit. I'm not getting anywhere. I need you to push me.
Push you? You want me to put my hands on your...
Hey, or find a way to lift the chute higher. There's more than one option, but Ignatius? Look at me. We are in an emergency situation. Throw all your insecurities and shyness out the window. We gotta move. I can practically hear the blush in his voice.
My butt! Yes! Your embarrassment is adorable, but this is not getting us any closer to getting out of here. Just do it!
That's right, we got no time to waste, boy.
Okay, just because you asked, I promise I'm not enjoying it.
Oh, honey, you could have kept that to yourself.
You don't have to go that far, you know.
Suddenly, a warm, timid pair of hands on my backside. He gives me a small push, but it does nothing. You gotta try harder than that, Ignatius.
Harder!
Someone just kill me.
He's so embarrassed.
If I don't get out of here, I will murder you myself. Put your back into it this time!
I can feel Ignatius' hard shoulder pressing against my bottom. He gives me a firm shove with his entire body this time. I pop out of place and go careening through the dark head first. Oh, honey, you should have gone feet first. Be safer that way. Then you do the cross your arms over your chest. That's what you have to do when you go down a water slide. I can't stop the scream that tears itself from my throat.
Oh, goddess, I'm so sorry. Wait, I'm coming too.
The alley. I fall through the darkness, then suddenly light, and garbage. I land face first into a mountain of trash. That's what I was thinking in the back of my mind was gonna happen. Either that, like some kind of laundry, but most likely garbage. Ignatius comes hurtling out of the chute at top speed and lands heavily on top of me, smashing my face into a particularly moist patch of garbage. Ew, gross.
Oh, goddess, I am so sorry. Let me help you.
Ignatius grabs me by the shoulders and pulls me up.
It's fine, I'm fine. Oh, where did we end up?
We made it out. Looks like we're in some kind of nasty, trash-filled alley.
Okay, that's a great start. Next step, find you some disguises, please.
So disgusting. But at least we made it out. We should have a look around so we can figure out where to go next.
We can start by getting out of this trash pile.
Ignatius and I climb to our feet and wobble out of the garbage heap.
I'll just take a quick peek around the side of this building.
Let's go together. We shouldn't split up here.
All right.
I edge my way around the corner, but before I can stick my head around to have a look, Ignatius pulls me back.
Someone's coming. Here.
Before I can ask what Ignatius is doing, he grabs a nearby barrel and shoves it down over my head. My knees buckle and I manage to guide myself to the ground, keeping the barrel upright. I hear a human voice complaining loudly.
Join the guard, they said. Serve your village, they said. Protect against the elemental menace. Oh yeah, they must be quaking in their weird little slipper shoes right now. Another goddamn month of trash duty. I should quit.
Oh, honey. Eventually, the grumbling human's voice gets quieter and quieter. A door slams somewhere in the distance.
I'm so sorry about that. But I had to think fast and I saw these empty barrels.
Don't apologize. That was some quick thinking. We should take these with us as far as we can. We can't ask for a better disguise than this.
Definitely. Can you see out of yours?
Surprisingly, yes.
Yeah, there's cracks all over the place. Just enough to let me see.
Yeah, me too. Maybe these barrels are actually garbage themselves.
Let's get out of this nasty garbage alley and have a look around once we're somewhere a bit safer.
Sounds good to me.
We take off in our barrel disguises. Thankfully, we don't run into anyone else. Over time, the buildings become a bit sparser and the surroundings a bit greener. Eventually, we make it to what appears to be a farmhouse. The farm. We rest for a moment in a cornfield behind the farmhouse. The unharvested stalks provide us with a natural hiding place.
We'll probably have to abandon our barrels here.
Why's that?
I don't see any barrels around. It's going to look kind of weird if there's barrels out in the middle of a cornfield, won't it?
It can't be weirder than two elementals running around a human village.
Well, I guess you've got me there. But we'll have to leave these behind at least long enough for us to get our bearings.
I'll climb the barn over there and have a look around.
I don't mind doing it, that's alright.
I got you stuck in a chute, and then I landed straight on top of you in a pile of trash. I need to redeem myself, so just let me have this, alright?
None of that was your fault, but alright.
Ignatius turns and disappears into the mass of corn stalks. I sit down and rest my feet for a moment. I can't believe he's still thinking about that stuff. He must be really embarrassed. I'll have to reassure him later. I count the cracks in the barrels to pass time, but that gets old quickly. I twiddle my thumbs and lean against a stalk of corn. Eventually, I hear what I hope is Ignatius rustling through the cornfield. I decide to slip back under my barrel just in the nick of time. A young human boy comes crashing through the corn stalks and stops dead at the sight of it.
What the?
Who are you? The boy stares at the barrel, scratching his head. Please don't come over here, just stay over there. Oh goddess, here he comes. The boy slowly approaches the barrel. I shout in the scariest voice I can muster.
Don't touch me!
Oh, come on, honey.
Did you just talk?
Wanna fight about it? The boy approaches again and tries to peek through one of the cracks.
Back off, human! If you like your face the way it is!
Human? What are you?
Some things are better left unspoken, boy. I am not of this mortal plane.
What's a mortal plane?
A demonic voice cuts through the corn.
You ask too many questions.
The boy looks around, confused, trying to place the new voice.
Who's there?
What did I just say? But if it pleases you to know, we be demons.
Barrel demons?
Demons come in many forms. Barrels are simply one among them.
Nice save.
What do you want from me?
I'm feeling generous today. All I need is for you to turn around, shut your eyes, and count to 100. Slowly.
Got it.
Oh, and it goes without saying, but if you tell anyone what you saw here...
I won't tell. I swear. Please don't kill me.
I was going to say I'll come back and tickle you until you turn purple. But now that you mention it, death sounds much more effective.
The boy lets out a sob. Oh no, he's still crying.
Well, fellow demon, maybe we shouldn't be so harsh. After all, this is but a mere child in front of us.
Right. Your, please have moved me, human child. Tickling it is then. Tell no one.
I won't. I swear.
Begin counting then. Turn around.
The boy wipes his tears on his sleeve and hurriedly turns around, covering his face with his hands.
1, 2, 3.
Ignatius pops out from between the corn stalks and waves me forward. I sneak over to him and we make our way from the barn. The sound of the boys counting gets farther and farther away from us. Just before we reach the edge of the crops, Ignatius slips back underneath his disguise.
Really, Ignatius? Death?
I just wanted to scare him a little. I didn't think he was gonna cry. Threats have to be scary to work, you know?
At any rate, did you figure out where we need to go?
Yeah, the temple's up on a hill past some more farms and orchards. If we don't run into any more children, we should be all right. I didn't see much activity.
All right then, barrel demon. Let's move.
It's slow going traveling under the barrels, but we manage to sneak through the expanse of farmland and orchards completely undercover. After some time, we arrive at the temple without any further trouble. The temple. After what feels like a lifetime of stumbling and sweating beneath our barrel disguises, Ignatius and I make it to the temple. He upends his barrel with a loud huff.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. I'm so tired of carrying this thing around.
Hey, Ignatius? We are in an emergency situation. Quit your whining. I pull my barrel off and set it down next to me. The cool air feels good on my face. It was positively sweltering beneath.
Hey, look at that. You're actually sweating.
It's from exertion, not the temperature. It's still too damn cold here.
Are we leaving the barrels here?
Oh no. I'm sure they've got loads of barrels in there. We'll blend right in.
Smartass. Don't get all huffy. I was just teasing you.
No. Do you feel that?
Yeah. Some kind of magical energy. Do you think it's that necklace?
It's got to be, right? I don't think humans can generate something like that. But I bet somebody like Lux would have a better answer.
Rocco probably would know too. He knows a lot about humans.
Don't make me think about that guy right now. Ugh. I think I can tap into that energy.
He closes his eyes for a moment, concentrating deeply, but soon he opens his eyes again and shakes his head.
It's no good. I can't quite get there. Unless...
Unless what?
I need you.
You what now?
No, I need your hands. I mean, I need you to touch me. With your hands.
Wow, Ignatius. I kind of love this bold side of you.
Will you just give me your hands, please?
Well, since you asked so nicely.
Ignatius holds his hands out to me, palms facing up. His face is a brilliant shade of red. I place my hands over his, and he closes his eyes.
Just concentrate on that energy. Please.
I don't know if this is going to work, but here goes nothing. I place my hands on top of his, willing myself to focus on that intense power, steering my mind away from the distraction of Ignatius's hands on mine, or the fear of being caught and thrown back into the tower dungeon, or worse. Focus, Aurora.
Okay. I think I know where it is.
So you don't need me to touch you anymore? With my hands?
Goddess, if you're listening, please just strike me where I stand.
Ahaha. We look up at the temple. The architecture is alien and intimidating. It feels so much colder and less welcoming than elemental spaces for worship. This place seems like it was built for a show of power rather than a place for prayer and healing. I take Ignatius's arm in mine and begin to walk forward.
Come on, you can pray for the sweet release of death and walk at the same time. We can't keep standing around out here.
We gather up our courage and enter the temple. I can't help but shiver as I walk through the archway. We enter into a large open space. A pool with a fountain trickles serenely, sending beautiful reflections of light dancing across the tiled walls and the ceiling. If not for our current predicament, it might be tempted to call it beautiful. My breath catches in my throat as my eyes fall upon a human monk in a robe kneeling at the end of the pool with his head bowed silently in prayer. I whisper in Ignatius's ear.
What do we do? Shit, I don't know. Maybe we should sneak up behind him?
And then what?
We can't attack the guy in the middle of his worship. That's wrong. And it would make things between our people even worse.
The monk opens his eyes and looks right at us, still mouthing a silent prayer. Okay, I'm gonna pray with him because that was my first initial thought, that we might like catch him by surprise by praying with him. I walk right up to the fountain and kneel next to the monk. The monk regards me curiously, never ceasing from his prayers. I bow my head and recite an old elemental prayer before returning to Ignatius. The monk glances at us a moment longer, but turns his back to the fountain and closes his eyes, losing himself in his devotions again.
What was that all about? I can't believe that worked.
It seemed like the right thing to do. Let's just go, please, before someone else decides to join him.
Ignatius and I enter a long hallway lit by flickering torches. Where the last room was beautiful and almost inviting, this hallway is opposite in every way. The temple has been quiet up to this point, but the silence is eerie and uncomfortable here. There are several doors along either side of the dimly lit corridor, but Ignatius leads us past all of them before stopping at a massive door at the end of the hallway.
This is our door. The necklace should be somewhere in there. Last chance to turn back.
No turning back now. Let's do this.
For real, Ignatius, we've come this far. Ignatius stares at the door for a moment in silence before taking a deep breath and slowly pulling the doors open. As the doors swing open, a shiver runs down my spine. I feel an awful sense of foreboding. It reminds me of how I felt the morning of the human attack on our village. The door opens to reveal a lavishly decorated room. Even in the dark, I can see the gleam of gold and precious stones all around. My heart leaps into my throat as my eyes land upon the sleeping form of the shaman. The necklace glows dimly in the dark room, almost synchronizing with his breathing. Unfortunately for us, it appears the shaman really doesn't ever take the necklace off. Ignatius and I look at each other for a moment, but we can't confer right now. I make my way over to the bed without waiting for Ignatius's reaction. I can feel his distress, but we don't have time for anything else. I step lighter than I ever have, my heart hammering in my chest. I hold my breath and stretch my hand out toward the gem, inch by painful inch. Could it really be this easy? We'll just take it and go? Ha ha ha, Aurora, of course not. Just as my hand is about to reach the necklace, the shaman's eyes fly open and the necklace crackles to life. He sits straight up in his bed and extends his hand toward me, hurling a bolt of energy at me. I don't even have time to react. I brace myself for the pain, but before I know it, I'm on the floor. Ow! I look up to see Ignatius behind me. He must have thrown me out of the way. He catches the brunt of the blast and it knocks him to the ground, leaving him clutching at his chest and gasping for breath. The shaman jumps out of bed and takes aim at Ignatius again, but I can't let that happen. In desperation, I jump forward and make a grab for the necklace. My fist closes around the immense jewel and then... blinding white-hot pain. My body goes rigid and my own screaming fills my ears. My eyes roll back into my head and I can't see anything for a moment. But while the pain is intense, underneath it there's a massive power, like nothing I've ever felt in my life. Whoa, whoa. Great, I'm gonna have to put a flashing lights warning at the beginning of this. The energy surge feels like an eternity, but it only lasts a few moments. I open my eyes and see the shaman preparing to blast me. I smash my free hand into his face and hold on as tightly as I can. Wave after wave of elemental magic flow through my hand and into the shaman, battering his body. He crumples to the ground, seemingly unconscious. As he falls, the chain on his necklace shatters, leaving broken remnants in my hand. Oh my gosh, this is making me sick. I fall to my knees and catch my breath for a moment, trying to compose myself. I look over to where Ignatius is lying on the ground. He looks pretty bad. I crawl over to him, necklace in hand.
Ignatius! Are you alright?
I'm fine. Did you get that stupid necklace?
I look at the necklace in my hand. Somehow, the chain appears to have repaired itself. I throw the necklace on, deciding not to question it for now. With that settled, I help Ignatius to his feet, throwing his arm over my shoulders to support him.
Well, it's been nice knowing you. I would have preferred to die at home in bed, but I guess you can't always get what you want.
Have a little hope, my friend.
Don't say those things, Ignatius. I'll get you home and they'll help you. I'm going to try something.
I close my eyes and concentrate, ignoring the rising wave of anxiety in my chest. Dear goddess, if you're listening, please grant us your favor. Help us find our way home. The amulet sends waves of magic power humming through my body, and I give myself over to it entirely. I open my eyes and see... Whoa, so cool. At first glance, it looks as if the room has suddenly been set ablaze, but once my eyes adjust, I can make out the form of a dragon through the fire. It stretches its flaming wings and looks at me expectantly.
What did you do?
I don't know, but I think it wants us to get on its back.
Are you crazy?
Don't question this, just trust me right now.
I reach a hand out towards the dragon and give it a tentative pat. The flames give off a pleasant warmth, but do not burn. I climb onto its back and pull Ignatius up behind me. The dragon has a strange solidarity to it despite its composition. Yes, and I love Aurora taking the lead here.
This doesn't make any sense.
I blast a hole in the ceiling, sending chunks of tile in every direction. The dragon roars and rises forward into the air with a flap of its mighty wings as several monks come streaming in through the doorway. They gape at us as we fly away. A less mature elemental might be tempted to leave them with a rude gesture. Flip him off. I love this art. The temptation is too great to resist, and I flash them the most vulgar gesture I know. Ignatius laughs weakly behind me. No, look, we're having a good time.
Losers.
He joins me. The forest clearing. The dragon flew for hours without tiring before finally landing in an open clearing. Ignatius is so badly hurt, he's given up all pretense at embarrassment and clings to me, resting his head against my back. Aww. Finally, I can feel Ignatius stirring against my back.
Everything's all right. We're just going to rest here for a little while. We're in the forest on our way home.
I carefully ease Ignatius off my back and climb down off the dragon. As I help him down, I have a look at him. He doesn't look any better than when we left. As soon as we've dismounted, the dragon vanishes into the ether. I'll have to recall it when I'm ready to go. I hold my hand out towards a patch of grass and help it grow into a nice soft bed. I guide a still groggy Ignatius over to it and help him lie down.
Just relax. We're safe here for now.
Thank the goddess this happened before my coming of age ceremony. I'm going to need every element to help us get home safely. First, I need to take care of Ignatius. He's not going anywhere like this. I inspect Ignatius there, just above his heart, a nasty magical burn. My chest feels tight. He was protecting me. This never would have happened to him if it weren't for me.
This is probably going to hurt. I'm so sorry for the pain.
I take his hand in mine and place my other hand as tenderly as I can on the burned area. I can feel his body contorting under my touch already. This is not going to be easy. I try to clear my mind and concentrate on mending his body, muscles, tissue, organs. Ignatius' screaming cuts through my thoughts like a knife. He's squeezing my hand so hard his nails are digging into my skin, drawing blood. Ouch! I squeeze my eyes shut and bow my head into my chest, willing myself to ignore the sound and stabbing pain in my hand. Heal him. Just get through this. After some time, Ignatius's grip on my hand loosens and the screaming stops. His breathing is labored, but the burn has all but disappeared from his chest. A small scar remains. Even with this amulet amplifying my power, it's not quite enough to counteract that magic. He's going to need some time to rest. As I think back to my magic lessons, Lex's voice echoes in my head.
Experienced users of light magic can heal even the most devastating wounds, but magic will only take you so far. The body must still rest and heal itself. Magic can only speed up the healing process. It can't bypass it.
I brush Ignatius's hair off of his forehead. It's now beaded with sweat. I'm so sorry this happened to you. No better time than the present to have a quick look around. This location will do, but I need to make it a bit safer. I should be able to grow the trees together so that they hide us, but I ought to forage first. Ignatius will need food and fresh water. I grow the grass around Ignatius just high enough to hide him from prying eyes. I probably shouldn't be too long though. This might hide him from humans, but animals won't be fooled by a bit of grass. I find a river a few minutes walk from our makeshift campsite. That shore must be part of the Almas River. My geography has never been very good, but it's the only major river around our village and theirs. After some searching, I find some mushrooms, blackberries, and chestnuts. Not bad at all. We could roast the chestnuts over the fire. Some warm food should do Ignatius a lot of good. Food in hand, I hurry back to the clearing. Ignatius sleeps peacefully behind the wall of grass, seemingly unaware I ever left. I gather some kindling and build a small fire. Thankfully, magical flames are virtually smokeless. I build a nest of stones over the fire and arrange the chestnuts within to roast. I step back for a moment to admire my handiwork. Not bad at all. I sit by the fire and keep a watch on Ignatius and our chestnuts.
A few hours later.
I hear Ignatius rustling around, so I set the chestnuts in my hand aside and peek at him through the curtain of grass.
Hey, where is this?
We're in a patch of forest between the villages. How are you feeling?
Like I got trampled by a horse.
He starts to sit up, then puts his hand over his chest and grimaces.
You just stay right there. Don't move. You need to eat something.
I'm fine. I just need to lay here for a minute. You sound like my uncles.
Don't give me that. Come here.
What are you? Hey!
I kneel behind him and carefully prop his head against my lap. Despite his complaints, he doesn't resist. His face is almost as red as his hair.
Go on then. Open up.
Ignatius complies, though he doggedly avoids looking at me in the eye. Eventually, I run out of chestnuts, and Ignatius seems to shake off his embarrassment.
I think I should be able to sit up now.
I give him some space, and he slowly sits up, stretching as he does so.
That did kind of help. Thanks.
Don't thank me. You wouldn't have been in this mess if it weren't for me.
Come on, don't start up with all that again. Nobody makes me do anything but me. Well, except for you sometimes. But don't let that go to your head.
He gives me a shy smile. His eyes look past me for a moment, and he breaks into a grin.
A fire! Oh, goddess, yes, I'm freezing.
He scrambles over to the fire and holds his hands and face over it. If he wasn't a fire elemental, I'd be shouting at him to get back before he burns himself.
Ah, so good.
The firelight brings out the gold in his eyes. I can't help but be struck by how handsome he is. He smiles at me again.
Nice fire you've got going here. Getting more comfortable with fire magic? We did spend a lot of time together this week.
I join Ignatius by the fire and lean over to whisper in his ear. Are we gonna go for it? Don't read anything into it. You know what? I'm gonna be a little bold and go for it and just see what he says.
Just imagine what kind of fire I'll make after we've spent the night together.
Ignatius nearly falls over in his scramble to put some distance between us.
What?
You know, out here, under the stars, side by side, as friends. Was your mind somewhere else?
Ow, got him.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
So, anyway, what's the plan now that I'm mobile again?
Once you're well enough to travel, we'll head home. I want to keep an eye on you for tonight.
What's the big deal? I'm fine now.
I'm not taking any chances. That was some powerful magic, and we don't know if you're fully healed. It might have some side effects that haven't manifested yet, and I do not want to be in the air when that happens. We've got a massive head start on them, and this is a nice little setup we have here. I want to keep an eye on you for tonight, and then we'll leave tomorrow.
All right, fine. I guess one more night together wouldn't be so bad.
Waggle your eyebrows. I waggle my eyebrows in a way that would make Rocco proud. Oh no, don't bring that fuckboy into this.
You know what? No, I'm going home right now. Bye.
Oh, come on.
I didn't even say anything this time. Get back here. Really now, I want you to take it easy, okay? There's a nice calm stretch of river nearby if you'd like to have a bath.
But the river's gonna be so cold.
We've been through some pretty gross places, and we've been sweating like crazy. Do it as a favor to me.
All right, all right.
It's just a few minutes east of here. Just hurry back so I can bathe too. You know, now that our magic is back, you could just warm the water.
Hey, that's a good idea. Thanks.
Oh, hurry up, stink face.
Hurry up, stink face. I can smell you all the way back here.
Oh, that is rich coming from you. At least my sweater keeps the stink in. You're going around wafting your odor all over the damn place.
I wave my arms at Ignatius, who recoils in mock disgust.
Go on, get out of here.
Ignatius turns and walks off into the forest in the direction of the river. I sit by the fire, turning the day's events over in my mind. As more time passes, I can't help but wonder how Ignatius is doing. It's been almost an hour. It only takes a few minutes to get to the river and get back. Could something have happened to him? What if he collapsed along the way? Or worse, I have to go check on him. I set off for the river as quickly as I can, looking for signs of Ignatius all along the trail. No signs of trouble yet. Okay, I immediately had a fear that he would heat the river up to a boiling level and it would just kill all the wildlife in there, and that is no bueno. As I get closer to the river, my heart beats faster and faster. Please let him be alright. I can hear loud splashing. I burst through the tree line and come upon the river where I find... For a second I thought it'd be like, a bunch of dead fish! Ignatius, as naked as the day he was born. I'm flooded with a mix of feelings, relief that he's alright, confusion as to why he's taken this long, and appreciation for the male form in front of me. His back is to me, so he hasn't seen me yet, but for some reason, my legs won't work anymore. All I can do is stare. I'm surprised he's a good swimmer. As if on cue, Ignatius turns to see me ogling at him. He shouts in surprise and tries to run, but seems to slip on something and falls face first into the reeds. He scrambles back to his feet and dives down, emerging with his hair soaked.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Why are you taking so long? I want to get a bath too! I suddenly remember the reason I came here and tear my eyes away from him.
I didn't come here to peek at you. It's been almost an hour. I was worried about you. I thought something might have happened.
Oh, well, I'm fine, so...
I never knew you had tattoos there. Oh, sorry I embarrassed you.
Sorry I embarrassed you. I didn't mean to stare. I just froze up.
I'm not embarrassed.
Sorry again.
Whatever. Accidents happen. Don't worry about it. Just turn around. I'm going to get out now.
I comply. I can hear the water dripping off of him as he climbs out of the river. My brain paints a vivid mental image of what must be going on behind me. Ignatius hurries past me. He still seems pretty embarrassed. I should make it up to him later. I make certain Ignatius has disappeared entirely before I undress and take my turn in the river. I can't blame Ignatius for taking his time in here. This really feels wonderful after all we've been through. I lay back and feel my hair pulling around me in the cool, clear water. I can't believe everything that's happened. And that we made it out of there and mostly in one piece. Ignatius put his life on the line for me more than once. I need to make sure I thank him properly. And I want to talk to him about how I feel. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like something's changed between us lately. I'm not sure I can look at him as just a friend anymore. I just hope he feels the same way. But I'll worry about that when I get back. I sink under the surface of the water, clearing my mind without any further thought. Alright, I've been recording for almost 2 hours now. I really thought we were going to finish it out today, but it looks like we've got at least one more episode of Akash's Path of the Five ahead of us. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I would be honored if you would agree to join me for a third date as we continue this game next time on Date Night.